Real talk, real people, relevant conversations. The I Am Kiana Skills podcast is dedicated to real conversations about issues, emotions, and experiences that affects the lives of everyday people.
I know that's right.
Welcome to the I Am Kiana Skills podcast. Welcome to the I Am Kiana Skills podcast, episode 31, sponsored by the Closet Experience Boutique and Delightful Cakes and Catering. I am your host, Kiana Scales, and I have Aquanette Cooper with me today co-hosting.
What's up, what's up?
What's up, what's up? Hello, Aquanette. How you doing today?
Fabulous. How are you?
Ooh, you fabulous, girl.
Yes, I am.
I am too, because I'm living the fabulous life.
Okay.
Let's jump right into this episode so we can resuscitate the people.
Okay, I'm ready.
Ooh, you ready?
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Remember what you said, girl.
Let me hold on.
Yep. Defibrillation, aka defib, can be a lifesaver for someone in cardiac arrest by using an electrical charge to stop your heart's abnormal rhythm. This allows your heart to start a normal rhythm again. Defib isn't a guarantee of survival. Say what now? Cardiac arrest is still fatal for many, and survivors often need different types of therapy to recover. Aquanette, do you think we can help the people before they flatline out here in these streets?
Oh, we know it. Get into it.
Get into it. Swamped, exhausted, overwhelmed. These are words one hears repeatedly from colleagues, parents, wives, husbands, friends, family, pastors, athletes, entertainers, and countless others. Y'all, even the pastor be overwhelmed.
That's right.
What y'all be bringing down to that church house? Got the teacher stressed out. Get them bad kids.
Yep.
Woo. Overscheduled and overcommitted. This describes most of the population in the United States today. The question is, why is most of the population sleep deprived and overextended? Aquanette, why do you think most of the U.S. population is sleep deprived and overextended?
I think we put too much on ourselves. I want to say it starts with the government. I'm an advocate of 5-hour days, not 8-hour work days. But yeah, I think that's where it starts. But also, I think a lot of us are just overcommitted in some areas, and we haven't found that balance just yet.
What you said, overcommitted and haven't found a balance yet. You better say that. Like you said, several factors contribute to the widespread issue of sleep deprivation and feeling overextended in modern society. I got my crash cart with me today.
Okay.
Aquanette, do you know what a crash cart is in medical setting?
You know what? I don't think so. Explain that to me.
Yes, the purpose of a crash cart is to provide healthcare providers with immediate access to essential tools and medications needed to stabilize and resuscitate patients during emergencies.
Okay.
Especially when time is crucial. Aquanette, the time is crucial and critical right now, Sister Cat.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes. So let's prepare to go into that crash cart and pull out our IV so we can slowly run some knowledge into listener land.
Okay.
Did you notice, Sister Cat, I said slowly?
I did hear that. We need that, yes.
Let me tell you why I said what I said. The slow administration of IV drips is a standard practice aimed at optimizing patient safety, comfort, and most of all, therapeutic effectiveness.
Okay.
See, Dr. Scales here.
Okay, Doc.
Call me Doc today.
Doc, and I'm Sister Cat. Okay,
Oh, yeah, Sister Cat. Yeah, I've named her Sister Cat today,
like on
y'all.
the spot, yeah.
Yeah, see, Dr. Scales here, and I want to give you the gems slowly so it will have a more therapeutic effect on you.
There we go,
So you will be the best version that you can possibly be out here in these streets.
Oh, I love it, yes. Drip, drip, come on.
Drip, drip. Oh, I like that. There's a leak in this old building. Drip, drip. Okay, you know what? Some people that's going to listen to this and don't know what that inside joke is. But okay, I'm going to keep it moving. Drip, drip. I'm just trying to help the people.
Help the people.
Let me do what I do. No gossip, just gems, baby. Busy lifestyles. Many people today have hectic schedules, like you mentioned before, Aquanet, due to work, school, family commitments, and social activities. Balancing these responsibilities often leads to sacrificing sleep to fit everything in. Let me hear you say, find balance, my friend, find balance.
Find balance, my friend, find balance.
Technology. The prevalence of smartphones, tablets, computers, and other electronic devices, they have made it easy for people to stay connected 24/7. Y'all open 24/7 like IHOP and the Waffle House.
And Walgreens in some places.
A little birdie told me to tell you to put them phones and other electronic devices down before you flatline.
That's right. Unplug.
Unplug. Constant exposure to screens, especially before bedtime, can disrupt sleep patterns.
Yep, it sure can.
Y'all acting like y'all didn't know this. Put them phones down.
And turn the TV off.
What Erykah Badu say? I bet I can make you put your phone down. Phone down. So act like Erykah Badu is talking to you and put them phones down. Get some rest, people. Get some rest. Now, we're not going to just leave it there because y'all know what? Stress, baby. Let's talk about stress because stress plays a factor as well. Economic pressures, job demands, academic expectations, and personal challenges can all contribute to heightened stress levels. Stress can make it difficult to relax and fall asleep, even when it's time to rest. Let me let you in on a little gem. You better take your rest now before you permanently take your rest 6 feet underground because you have run yourself raggedy. Let me hear you say, don't be raggedy, girlfriend. Don't be raggedy.
Don't be raggedy, girlfriend. Don't be raggedy.
Ooh, yeah. They paying attention today. We just trying to keep you in the land of the living.
I know that's right.
The lack of awareness. Many people underestimate the importance of sleep for overall health and well-being. As a result, they may prioritize other activities over getting enough rest. Check your priorities, peeps. Check them before you wreck yourself.
That's right.
Let me hear you say, check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Woo, y'all. Y'all know I got a story for you, right? Y'all know I'm like, what was her name? Rose back in St. Olaf. I got a story for you. Now, let me get serious because I really want to. Y'all know on this podcast, I like to be as transparent as possible. And I try to use my life experiences to help others. So I want to tell you what happened to me. A few weeks ago, I woke up so depleted, I could barely lift my head off the pillow. My very first thought, I do not know how I'm going to rise out of this bed and adult today. Y'all, I didn't know how I was going to adult today because my body, it was physically rejecting productivity on every level.
Yep.
All at once, I felt physically, mentally, and emotionally. And y'all, I was even spiritually drained as if I was depleted. Y'all, your girl was about gone. I realized I had not felt this level of exhaustion in a long time, but I have felt it before. Y'all, I don't know why I be playing out here in these streets. Like I said, I felt it before. A few months back, I recall telling a close friend what all I had been up to lately, working, doing this and that, building my brand and empire. Not to mention, I have a husband that I must take time that I must make time for, y'all. And I just have so much on me right now. And I'm taking care of a sick relative. Y'all know y'all have heard me talk about my sick relative before that I'm taking care of. And friends and family that need my attention and advice. I do a lot, but I love what I do when it comes to building my brand and trying to help others when I can, because these are the things I said I wanted for my life. And I recognize that faith without work is dead.
Yep.
So that's why I do what I do. So, you know, I'm always trying to push myself to be greater and better and to help others to be greater and better. Baby, when I tell y'all, my body and my mind were overworked. And my body knew it, and my energy started to flatline. Listener land, your girl was out here flatlining, trying to be all I could be, like I was in the army, or if I was superwoman. This caused all sorts of discombobulation in my life. Y'all, it was getting sad for me.
The domino effect. Yep.
Causing me to start second guessing my purpose and my why. Woo, child, your girl almost threw in the towel. The burnout was getting real in my life, and I needed a crash cart and some IV bad to resuscitate and rejuvenate me back to life. Y'all, if y'all could have seen me physically, I looked a mess. People, let me tell you, I found out real quick because I failed to take heed to the warning signs that were going off right before I almost flatlined. See, right before you about to flatline, you will get some signs.
Yeah, you do. You sure do.
Y'all, I almost flatlined right on out of here. That not preserving my energy, saying yes to too many things, letting boundaries slide, and taking care of everyone else's needs and priorities above my own was about to cost me my life and my stability mentally. That mental stability, y'all. Y'all, you're going to need your mental stability. Because without that, you're going to be out here going insane.
That's right.
You're not going to be any good to anyone or for anybody. Y'all must know that. Sometimes we want something to work so badly that we end up overextending ourselves almost to the point of breaking.
Yep, that's right.
Aquanette, have you ever experienced a moment where you flatlined, and did you recognize any signs, or did anyone close to you recognize any signs before you crashed?
I do have a story. So when my daughter was smaller, again, being a single mother, trying to make ends meet, I said, I'm going to have to get a second job. Because we've all had to do it. I was doing the cash advance thing, and I was like, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. So I had to get a second job, or I chose to get a second job. And it really was a strain on me, because I also had gone back to school at the same time. So I had a full-time job, a second job, and I was trying to go back to school, and I was spending no time with my daughter.
I was just about to ask you that. How was your child then?
She was 8.
8. Okay.
She was 8.
So it's still a crucial age where she still needs you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So she was 8, and then the only time that I had with her was on Sundays. So, and what I mean by time I had with her, she still, lived with me, slept with me, but it was like I got her ready just to go over to be babysat somewhere if it was outside of her going to school. So, and then when I would pick her up, I would have just enough time to, feed her, prepare dinner, make sure she got her homework, and then I would be up till probably, or put her to bed, but I would be up till probably like 2-3 o'clock some days writing papers. And then I would have to get right back up at 5:30 and do the whole thing all over again. And I did that for, I think, almost 2 years. But in between time, I didn't really realize how much it was wearing on me. I did have some guilt for, not being able to spend time like that, like I wanted to with my daughter. But it was the guilt, I think, for me that had me to kind of like, well, let me just slow down. So I decided, what, school can wait, but these bills ain't gonna wait.
Right.
So I kept the second job. But even with me keeping the second job, I still was just so tired. I was exhausted. And my daughter, one day, she said, Mommy, can we please make a cake? Because that was something I would try to do on Sundays. We would always try to like make breakfast or make something together, because she enjoyed being in the kitchen also. So I just kept telling her, let me take a nap. I'll take a nap and then we'll do it soon. And I don't know if I've even told this story before, but I fell asleep and I woke up and I went in the kitchen and there was this cake.
Oh, wow.
With icing and everything.
So she made the cake.
She made the cake.
Oh, wow.
She was 8. She made the cake.
So because you all have been making it in prior,
we had
to
never
that
made the
cake.
cake.
No, I'm saying that y'all make some prior to that day. Oh, so she made this cake.
She just made the cake. I said, how did you? She said, I just read the directions. I said, wow, you're 8. You're 8. And she said, I mean, you showed me how to use the oven. I said, oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
And that was my wake up call because I knew I was just too tired. So when you're physically tired, it affects your mental capacity as well. So I just said, you know what? This second job gonna have to go too. So then you just continue to try and, well, what else can I go without? So, you drop the cable. You drop the internet. We can go to the library. So, you got to do what you got to do. But I don't regret making those decisions because ultimately I did get what I wanted, which was the time with my daughter that I know could never be replaced at all. So, I'm thankful that she did make that cake and scare the what out of me, because I'm like, she could have burnt this apartment down.
Right.
So, but yeah, that was my wake up call.
Yeah, and I want to stay right there on the wake up call in that scenario, because we often hear from celebrity kids about how much their parents work. And I know recently there are some celebrity kids that's coming out talking about their parents never spent time with them.
Right.
And I'm like, I get that you made a sacrifice, but sometimes sacrifices just can't be made to a certain degree. I'm just going to take, let me see who I can use as an example. Let's take Candy Burris, for example, because I was watching Real Housewives of Atlanta one time, and her daughter Riley, when she was going to talking about what did she think about her having more kids, and she said, you don't even have. Basically, she was saying, you don't even have time for me.
That's right. Yeah.
And I was like, wow, yes, she gets the material aspects of the earnings that Candy gets, but at the same time, all she wanted.
That's right.
Was time.
The time.
And that attention.
And you can never get it back.
And like you take a person like Candy Burris, she could probably adjust her schedule, but this is how she makes her bread. I mean, she has other sources of making bread and butter, but when it comes to singing and touring, she has to be in and out the country a lot. And so when you take that, you're almost like, wow, at your level, you were able to do it. But does it make that other person bad? Because it made Candy feel like, like you could just feel like it just melted her heart, like really is what she just said, like she couldn't really say anything, but really she's like, I am here, and then she said, I have to work, trying to break it down and explain. And so I was wondering, did you ever break down to your daughter about why you were working so much?
I sure did.
And did she understand?
I sure did. I think it's vital that we communicate with our kids, no matter what age they are, because we can get on their level to help them to understand, in my opinion, any scenario. Because I have had to have some hard conversations with my daughter. Now, there are some people that believe, well, that's not a kid's place to know what's wrong in the family. No, it's not, unless they ask. So that means they feel it.
Right.
If they're bringing it to your attention, they feel that something is off. And it's extremely important that we let them know everything that we are doing. It's because we love them and we want them to have at minimal what we had growing up, if not better.
Right.
So you can always keep things elementary. It doesn't matter what age they are, just to let them know as little as possible. I know I'm not here right now. If I do it this way, then eventually, if that's the plan, eventually I will have more time. So I have to do this hard work now, and that's what we have to do. And that also plants a seed in them, like, I have to work hard and smart in order to live more comfortably. So I just think that's important. Yeah, you got to talk to your kids.
Yes, and I definitely agree with that. A lot of people say, like you said, no, a child shouldn't be exposed to real life that early. Yes, they should, because you don't want nobody else feeling their head that why mommy's not there.
And it should come from you first.
Most definitely. Now, did anybody else recognize any signs when you were about to get to that crash point?
I have a friend. Yeah, she did, and she actually stepped in and she made sure to alleviate some of the back and forth that I was having to do. She made sure to pick up my daughter from her from school or wherever it was. She would pick her up for me, take her to her house, take care of the things that I was doing for so long, so I could go ahead and go to class. Like, I could go straight to class instead of leaving downtown and driving across Nashville to go get my daughter, then drive her back somewhere else to drop her off and then go to class. So she did step in just to alleviate some things. And also my daughter's grandparents on her father's side, they have always been 1000% supportive. And they've always said, you just do so much. We, let us know where we can help. They're very soft-spoken in that manner. And, that entire family has definitely helped me while I was here in Nashville as much as they possibly could. So, yeah, they see things, but they also know I'm hyper independent as well. So I don't want to burden people, but I did learn over the years, hey, I need help. And this is what I need help with. So
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to address that in a minute from a perspective of
the crash out. Yeah.
The crash out from a Black woman's standpoint. But I want to say this, like a check engine light that pops up in our cars, Aquanette, our bodies often give us signals when something is not quite right. Just as the check engine light can indicate various issues with the car, such as low oil levels or engine problems, our bodies can show symptoms of illness or imbalance.
Yes.
It's important to pay attention to these signals and signs and take care of our health before small issues become big problems.
That's true. Yep.
Just like disregarding a stop sign can lead to accidents or trouble on the road, ignoring warning signs in life can result in negative outcomes or potential pitfalls.
That's right.
Holla if you hear me. Baby, y'all don't know, but that was a gem right there.
Yes, it was.
Because when you ignore warning signs in life, baby, negative outcomes and potential pitfalls are going to be right there to stop you like a dead end.
That's right.
When you can't go any further on that dead end, y'all not hearing me. Talk back talk back to me. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, you just going to crash and you just going to come. You're not going to yield, because yielding allows you to slow down a little, then you can go.
That's right, yeah.
You at the point where you're crashing, you're flatlining.
That's right.
Ooh, Lord. I wish y'all could see me do my little, you're flatlining out here. And you're going to need to be resuscitated back into society.
Ooh, yeah.
Y'all not hearing me. I'm just trying to help the people. Help
them, girl.
Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Erica Campbell from Mary Mary. Are you familiar with it?
Oh, yeah.
But she has a song called A Little More Jesus.
That's right.
The lyrics depict a person who is facing various challenges in life, such as anger, sadness, and overwhelming responsibilities. The repeated chorus, I need just a little more Jesus, expresses the desire for an increased connection with Jesus, seeking of his peace, his presence, his guidance, and comfort. It reflects the belief that with Jesus, there is hope for a resolution and strength to overcome the hardships we face. Ooh, Lord, let me share a few of the lyrics with you. As I told y'all before, but due to copyright, I cannot actually play the song, so I'm just going to read some of the lyrics with you. Problems at work, problems at home, won't everybody just leave me alone? I can't fix you, because I'm trying to fix me.
I know that's right.
I'm trying to find help, so I'm on my knees. Got an ache right here, a pain right there.
On the left. Not
enough power needed, way more prayer. Seems like it's so hard to pray. Guess that's why I lost my way. You know that thing get deep.
Yes, it do. Yes, it do.
When you find it hard to pray.
That's right.
You know, that's deep right there, Aquanet.
Yes, it is.
Child, Erica was going through it, much like you and me.
That's right.
I'm here to tell you that no one is exempt from hardships.
That's right.
I don't know why y'all out here playing with your life. Y'all better get it together. You better get a little more Jesus each day to sustain you in this world. When life gives you more than you can stand, you better learn how to kneel.
That's right.
Get down on them knees. Sister Cat, tell them they better learn how to kneel.
You better kneel.
Yep, that's it, honey. I don't think they understand how powerful what I just said is. See, if you keep living life, life will keep on coming with something new very swiftly to overwhelm you, but there is beauty and a blessing in all of it if you just learn how to kneel before the Lord and ask him to guide you through.
That's right. Never fails.
Never
fails.
You know about that? What you know about?
Don't get me started.
What you know about him never failing?
Never fails.
Because while you stressing, trying to figure it out, God has already worked it out. God has already orchestrated the solution and that outcome. My, no gossip, just gems.
That's right.
Somebody better receive what we giving over here. That I told you that I was going to circle this back around to giving you the Black woman's perspective.
Yes, let's hear it.
And so let's talk about, as Black women, we feel compelled to push through exhaustion due to a combination of societal expectations, historical context, and personal experiences. See, as Black women, we often face stereotypes of strength and resilience, perpetuating the idea that we should be able to handle any challenge without showing weakness. This pressure to conform to societal expectations of strength causes us to push through exhaustion rather than admit vulnerability. Have you ever experienced that?
I have. I have had even friends, you know, well, you know what, you're strong. You can handle it. You can do it. And in your mind, you're like, but I'm telling you, I am tired. My brain is not even computing or processing what is supposed to happen. Well, you know, you can't do anything. You just gotta push. Keep pushing. I know you can do it. And then they think they're being helpful or maybe a cheerleader or being encouraging. And it's like, that's kind of toxic and unhealthy. I'm telling you, I'm literally falling apart. And you're telling me to push through instead of, well, how can I help you?
Right.
Is there anything I can do? Or if you can't, I wish there was something I could help you with. I wish there was something I knew, you know, even help them brainstorm. If I'm telling you, hey, I just can't process this. I just can't do it. Try to help them process it. It may not be as big of an issue to you because you're not under the same amount of pressure or stress that they are under. So I just feel like sometimes people, like you say, they see you as being the strong person. So it surprises them that you're at a point where you're burned out.
Yep.
It is such a shock. And I had to do that. I just had to tell people like, hey, I may look strong, and I am, but some of these things that I'm going through, I've been going through it a long time, and I'm tired. So if I say I can't do it, just believe me. It's not me trying to get out of doing anything. I can't do it. No, that's not going to happen. So, yeah. And that's where you have to like advocate for yourself.
Right.
And I feel like we don't do that enough as Black women because like you say, societal needs or society's perception of us, which does come from slavery. That is a misconception of what we can handle physically.
Right.
There's also mental strength. There's mental like we say, stability. It all works together, and we have to understand if one of them is off, the other part is going to be off too.
Right.
If mentally you're not okay, it affects your body. If your body's not okay, it's going to eventually affect your mental health and stability. So we have to be, conscious of that. And I will throw in your spiritual health too.
Yep.
So it's got to be all around balanced. And we just have to advocate for ourselves. Not just Black women, but any women in general. Because, some women are out here, that are not African American, and they go through, just people just think, well, they're stout,
Mm-hmm.
they can handle it. What? And I've actually seen that before. I worked for a company, and she was younger. That's what it was. She was younger, and she was very muscular.
Mm-hmm.
So because they saw her as that, this young girl was working. I mean, I had never seen a young woman work the way she was working, and she wasn't African American, but they were still just giving her more work. Well, she'll do it. Give it to her. She can get it done. She's gonna get it done. It'll be fast. It'll be accurate. And I'm like, I actually pulled her aside, and I said, "Hey, so what type of future do you see yourself here with this company?" And she really was thinking of like being there for like years. And I thought, there's so much more for you beyond this type of work. And I wanted to tell her so bad, don't let these people trick you. But I didn't know her, so I just said, it's good that you have some goals, but there are other areas if you are interested, and I don't want you to be afraid to, test the waters.
Right.
So, but there are ways that we can, uplift each other as women just in general. But yeah, do not let people guilt you or persuade you when you know how you're feeling. Like you're at your wit's end with
right.
things. So yeah, sorry. I know I went on.
No. You good. I'm just gonna piggyback on that. I guess we can call it historical context.
Yeah. I like
throughout because throughout history, Black women have been forced to endure and press through, preserve unimaginable hardships, including slavery, like you had mentioned, discrimination, and systemic oppression. This legacy of resilience has been passed down through generations, creating a cultural expectation for Black women to be strong, like you addressed, and resilient in the face of adversity. And I just want to touch a little bit more. I know you did, but I want to say we see that time and time again.
Oh, yeah.
It's not changing
for
us. But we got to find a balance through it all.
That's right. Yeah.
Because they think we're so strong, or like you said, they can handle it. But we have to be wise enough, like you said earlier, to advocate for ourselves.
That's right.
And we have to just be like, hey, this is not okay. This is too much. I'm overwhelmed.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes we're just going to have to let people know when we're feeling overwhelmed. Because guess what? Go back to the top of this episode when I said you're going to need a crash cart because you're about to flatline.
Yep, that's right.
I want you all to always remember that in the back of your mind. Just make yourself a little mental note to say, I don't want to have to get a crash cart.
That's right. Yeah.
So you need to start putting things into that crash cart drawer, just so you know if something is getting overwhelming. If it's your job, maybe you need to look into how many vacation days do I have.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to say, okay, let me put that in the drawer, because you want to pull out being able to take a vacation day versus being in the ER or an inpatient stay.
That's right.
Y'all not hearing what I'm telling you today.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
I'm just trying to make it make sense, because you do not want the ER or your doctor to pull out that crash cart. You want to be able to go in your mental bank and pull that crash cart out. So pull out things that can help you. Because baby, you want to be standing upright, not laying down in a hospital bed.
That's right.
And you don't want to be stretched out in a coffin.
That's right.
My God, today. Let me move on before I start preaching. Because Black women, we face intersecting forms of discrimination based on race and gender as well, which can provoke feelings of pressure. We get all this type of pressure to prove. Now we out here trying to prove ourselves. to in predominantly white and male-dominated spaces.
That's right.
And that's a whole nother realm right there, baby. That is a whole nother.
It is.
We're trying to prove ourselves that we can compete because we can't compare.
That's
you know how
right.
that saying is, you can't compete when you don't compare?
That's right.
No, baby. We can compete because we can compare.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's a shame that we have to go the extra mile when Jennifer and Jane don't have to.
And you know what? I agree with you on that. And just to add to it, I was speaking with one of my cousins just a couple of weeks ago. And, you know, she's going through a few hardships. And she said this to me, and it was so powerful. She said, cousin, I mean, you can't be black and make a mistake.
Ooh, Jesus, say that again.
You can't be black and make a mistake.
One more time, because my girlfriend in the back didn't hear you. She said, what you say?
You can't be black and make a mistake.
My,
When
today.
she told me that, it just sent chills through my whole, because it's like we know it. We may not talk about it, but that just adds to the pressure that is already there.
Yep.
And it's the pressure, especially like you say, if we're in settings where we are the minority, we already know it's there. It's already there. And if you've been like myself and some other people, you've been going through it your whole life.
Yep.
I went to a school that was predominantly Caucasian. So I have felt it my whole life.
So you lived that thing
So
early on.
yes. So I discovered it at an early age. Oh, well, I can't mess up because, okay. I mean, even working, like I remember my first couple of jobs I had, some of those managers were much harder on me than some other people that didn't look like me. And I just couldn't understand it. I'm like, I do twice as much of the work. They just play, but I'm the one that gets called out for what I didn't do, when really all of us are supposed to be doing this together. So yeah, I learned early on. But again, once you get to a point where you realize you have the power to advocate for yourself, because we are freer now than we've ever been, men and women, we need to speak up for ourselves.
Right.
We need to speak up for our health, because like you say, that crash cart, it's on standby for some of us.
Yep.
Wherever we are in our life. So we just have to push a better narrative on what it looks like to be healthy.
Yeah, you said something that made me think back to a job I had 10 years ago. Let me tell y'all what I did. Girl, I was always doing something. And y'all, believe it or not, this was in corporate America. Let me tell you what I did. I was in my 20s then, probably mid-20s. I guess I was about to flatline. So I'm going to tell y'all what I did. I just, like you said, everybody around you playing, but they know I'm going to get the job done. It's like you said, it's going to be accurate. It's going to be right.
Yeah.
Because that's what Kiana do. So I'm just working. I hear everybody gossiping, playing. You know, we was in cubicles. And I'm like, so I get another pile of work set on my desk.
Oh,
Y'all, let me tell you what I did. I rolled my chair back. I stood up in the middle of that floor, slammed my hand down on that stack of folders and said, I'm not, and I did cuss. It was scissor hands. I said, I'm not it was scissor hands. Everybody just looked up. It just got quiet. I politely grabbed my purse. I don't even think I clocked. Well, no, we wasn't clocking in and out when I worked in Cool Springs. So I grabbed my stuff, grabbed my keys, went to my car, went home. Patrick was like, I know I've been with Patrick a long time, y'all. Patrick was like, what you doing home so early? I told him what I did. He said, you did what? He just said, you get fired. I said, hell, I don't know. And I fixed me. I think either we went and got something. I can't remember. But I do remember we did something. And then I remember looking at TV. Then I said, oh, guess I go to bed now. I said, I guess I get up and go to work tomorrow. And if anybody knows my husband, he don't really say much. He just kind of looked at me like, now keep in mind, my phone did not ring. Nobody called me. It was like, girl, what you just did was uncalled for. Like HR didn't call. Nobody called, right? So I go to work the next day. I walk in. The normal crew was there, the early morning crew. The person I said it to, which was like a team lead, she's sitting there. She just looks up at me. She looked back down real quick. Everybody else just looked. I signed on. I was like, oh, my login work. So I'm just working. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, when the hell is HR coming?
Yeah.
They never came.
Wow.
And everybody, you can hear, it's more people start to come in. Everybody whispering like, ooh, she gonna get felt like she came to work. But I really think they was like the boss and the nerve of her, the audacity. And I was like, that's what I knew.
Yeah.
That was a moment
Where
I had flatline.
Yeah.
Because I know better and know that was inappropriate.
You were exhausted.
But let me tell y'all a little secret. Which is does not excuse me for my behavior. Because let me tell you how sometimes I get away with the stuff I do. Because I'm a hard worker. And can't nobody touch that. So it's a lot of stuff I done in corporate, and everybody be like, you still got a job. But because, baby, I'm always at work. I'm never calling in or calling out.
Right.
You know,
your
like
work
the
is accurate.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm reliable. I'm dependable with accurate work.
That's right. Yeah.
So when I ask a food, they know it's warranted because I don't do this all the time.
That's right. Yeah.
But that's another thing, and we are going to talk about that on another episode because I want to talk about when we hold stuff in.
Right. Yeah.
How we explode. And see, that's what I do most of the time. So I'm having to learn not to do that.
Yeah.
Because
so that's your flat line. That's what you do when you explode.
I just explode.
I'm really grouchy.
And I'm getting to the point where that's probably not good.
That's right. It's not, Kiana.
Because, baby.
It's not.
I got some of that Loretta in me. And I'm noticing that it's not good.
When
so
I was younger,
I've got to find another mechanism to deal with that.
You just have to, like what this episode is about, you have to find ways to realize you're getting to that point and kind of pause and stop yourself. What you say, yield earlier, and just yield. I used to be the same way when I was younger. I would just blow up out of nowhere. I mean, it's probably happened maybe not even a handful of times in my life, but when it does, everybody needs to leave.
Yep.
So I totally get it, but yeah, I'm sure you're gonna tell us some more gems. I know that's coming up, isn't it?
Oh Lord, I gotta get but y'all, I do not want y'all in the workplace acting like that. Like I am learning more and more about myself throughout the years. And the things I used to do, but then I learned, it was like, I really, y'all, I got some issues, some deep-rooted issues. See, at least I can tell y'all, and that I'm not ashamed to tell y'all that I do. And it'll take us all day for me to tell you about them. But see, that's the difference between me and you. Not but you, just talking about people in general that I recognize.
Yeah,
I'm not in denial.
Yeah, me either.
I tell people I'm a little cray-cray. My elevator sometimes I go all the way to the top.
I told somebody that on the ride over here.
But I thank God that he helps keep me balanced as much as he can. Because y'all, you talking about somebody on their knees. I be feeling like at times, remember when I said I was questioning my why? Because I was so discombobulated in my mind because my spirit was, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all not hearing what I'm saying to you. When your spirit is under attack and you crashing.
Oh, yeah.
Your spirit, your mental, your physical. I just kept saying, Lord, I didn't know how I was going to do.
Right. Yeah.
And that could have led to, I'm just going to keep it to me harm. This is how my mind was playing tricks on me. Y'all not understanding how your mind will play tricks on you. Y'all remember that song? My mind playing tricks on me by the Ghetto Boys.
Of course. Of course.
You know what? I'm going to pencil that for another episode because I don't want to run out of time. But we're going to talk about your mind playing tricks on you. Ooh, y'all. I can't even begin to explain to you when you can no longer adult because your mind is playing tricks on you, and your paranoia got you looking at people sideways.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's gonna be
I got another one coming for you. I do, but I'm gonna jump back over here, and I want to say this before we have to close this episode out. We also, as Black women, we have a fear of judgment and stigma. As Black women, we tend to fear being judged or stigmatized if admitting to feeling tired or unable to cope with our responsibilities. This fear of appearing weak or incompetent can prevent us from seeking help or taking time to rest and recharge.
That is 1,000% true.
Yes.
It really is. I have experienced that. So, like I said, so many stories, but yes, that is 1,000% sure. And I don't know why we think that we need to be so strong.
Because that's what we've been taught. Remember, it goes back to this society. We like,
yeah,
you're the strong one. You can do it. And like I said, it stems back through slavery. So that's what's grounded in us.
It really is.
It's deeply rooted in us.
It is not. So again, why is it weak if I ask for help, but if somebody else that don't look like me asks for help, well, they needed it. Oh, and I don't. Right. Okay.
Because you know what? That's because you're always pushing through. And when that other person's already, they're always, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my goodness, y'all, it's a word that I'm looking for. My mind just went blank. They know how to delegate. It's the word I'm looking for. They know how to delegate their work. So guess what? They up front admit to, oh, this is going to be too much. Can we give it to Cindy?
Exactly.
Can we give it to Aquanette? Whereas you, oh, well, I'll take it. I got it. But then when you get overwhelmed and you finally say something, my, what do they say? Oh, no, you got it. Take your time. Instead of getting it done today,
they do,
just make sure you have it done by Friday.
Yep, they'll keep pushing the deadline out.
They'll keep, just because they want you to do it. They don't want to give it to anybody else.
Yep.
They have exhausted their options because everybody else, they're already said they can't do it. But they know that you are going to always say it because they've never heard you delegate anything or offer to delegate things to other people.
Right.
My.
True. 1,000% true.
Now I want to ask you this, Aquanette. What are your thoughts as a Black woman regarding pushing through in regards to it affecting your ability to prioritize self-care in your life?
Oh my goodness. We don't do it. That's basically what happens when we continue to push through for others. We put ourselves on the back burner. And the more things we take on, the further and further our own personal needs and self-care it's just non-existent. And some people, I've noticed nowadays they'll say, well, you know what, I took a self-care day, or I have a couple of business associates that I stay in contact with. Their phones will be on silent, or their phones will be on do not disturb. If you call them, it'll be a message that says, I'm taking this personal day. And I was like, man, we can do that now. And it's terrible that I'm thinking that. But, again, if we don't advocate for ourselves, nobody else is going to do it. And who knows better how to take care of ourselves besides us?
And do you think we should feel guilty for taking care of ourselves and putting ourselves first, making ourselves that number one priority?
We should never feel guilty, but we do. Right. I don't know when that train of thought is going to stop, but it is something that I feel like, again, this podcast brings it to awareness, but we have to practice it.
Right.
We have to, and the way we practice it is by, number one, believing that my needs matter too. My desires matter too. So, and again, I think there's an old saying, if mama ain't happy, then nobody's happy.
What you said.
So even if we just take that saying, that should be a reminder. Remember you. Don't forget about you. And especially if you know that you are you are taking care of so many different things. If you're a person out there that is doing more than one thing outside of your 9-to-5 job, you need a self-care day.
Right.
More often than you think you do. And notice I said just outside of working.
Right.
So what does that mean? That's everybody.
Yep.
That's everybody. You need a self-care day. So make sure you make you a priority and practice not feeling guilty about it. It's going to take some time. But again, if mama ain't happy, then nobody's happy. And if mama's not healthy, then what happens to everybody else? And I know that goes for some households, but not all. Right. At the same time, whoever is taking on more than what they know they can be stretched for, just take a moment. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Take a moment.
Well, that sums up this episode. Thank you again, Aquanet, for being my co-host on the I Am Kiana Scales podcast.
My pleasure.
Real talk. Caring for yourself is not self-indulgent. Caring for yourself is an act of survival. Did y'all hear what I said?
Love it.
An act of survival. An empty lantern provides no light. Self-care is the fuel that allows your light to shine brightly.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to I Am Kiana Scales on YouTube and follow I Am Kiana Scales on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok. Also download the Streets 99.3 app.
Ladies, are you looking for the hottest fashions and accessories? Well, look no further. The Closet Experience has you covered. The Closet Experience has been delighting women of all ages and sizes since 2009. Visit theclosetexperience.com and save 10% with code PODCAST. That's PODCAST. The Closet Experience Boutique, where fashion and budget meet. The Closet Experience Boutique, where fashion and budget meet.
Looking for homemade taste with a touch of elegance? Visit justadelight.com and let Delightful Cakes and Catering cater your next event or special occasion. Delightful Cakes and Catering, where homemade taste meets elegant simplicity.
Real talk, real people, relevant conversations. The I Am Kiana Scales podcast.